Hi there folks, today I've got a plein air painting for you of these lilies that are growing right next to my house. There were so many of them and they grow all over here. They were just so pretty and I wanted to paint them before they went by. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. I've got my watercolor travel set out here, and I know this is rather a large set as opposed to like some watercolor travel things, but I really don't keep it in my purse all the time, so I don't really need a really small set. And I'm using just like a regular old brush that I got really cheap. I'm not really one for expensive supplies, and I know that if you take care of your brushes, they'll last you a long time, but I am not going to lay down a lot of money for a brush because the cheap ones work just fine, and they do last me probably longer than what they're supposed to, so I don't mind buying a new one every once in a while. The paper I'm using is Strathmore. I don't know if this is one of their visual journals in the watercolor or if it's their 400 series. I don't remember when I bought it, I'm sorry. But I don't think there's too much of a difference. They're both very nice. And the paints that I'm using are American Journey watercolors in yellow ochre, lemon yellow, phthalo blue. Probably not very much alizarin crimson if I used it at all. I probably did not. I did permit magenta for that kind of red, and Indian red. I like Indian red better than burnt sienna. It's just my personal preference, even though they're almost interchangeable in this brand at least. In other brands they're much different, but you can do a lot of the same things with both those colors. I also used black. I know, gasp. She used black in a watercolor. Oh no, you know. I am not going to limit myself with a unnecessary prejudice against a color. If I like it, I'm going to use it. That's just the way it is. And the thing is, a lot of these watercolorists that say not to use black, they say it's a dead color. And I can see what they mean by that because it might not match the rest of the painting. But if you just mix one color in it, even if it's just a very small amount of that color, it will no longer be a dead color. And even when I don't do that, I still like it. I think that it makes every other color it's next to really pop out of the page. And that's really why I use it. But to each his own. I'm not disparaging against those people that say don't use black. I'm just saying make your own decision. Don't limit yourself unnecessarily. So that is the way that I approach it. And I want to do this background here in this sort of blurry washes of color to imply that there are other things going on, but that you are really focusing on the flowers that are the main subject. I don't really want to distract the eye with anything that's going on that you don't really need to see when the focus is supposed to be these flowers. Watercolor is really good for that. It's so easy to put in a background that way that you don't even have to really think about it. You just wet it and then put the color down and let it do its thing. And with, say, acrylics, you really have to work hard at it. I also, I wetted certain parts of the paper and left other parts dry, and if I were painting something and it made the water run into an area, or the paint run into an area, I just let it go. I really wanted this to seem like a really fast and really loose painting. And I think I managed it. I mean, not a lot of my paintings look this way. And that's really something that you can tell with when you work from life, that things are really quite different than what your normal paintings if you work from a photograph, because it's just so much there, you know what I mean? You can really experience and make sure that your experience goes into the painting and it's just a richer painting for it. But not always can we do that. These were right outside my door, actually. I'm sitting on the steps, so I could do it. But I don't usually do this sort of thing because well, this day was a really hot day, and I really don't deal well with sun, so I don't go outside as much as I probably should. And I really do enjoy working from photographs. There's something very calming to me about how still they are, so I like to work from photographs rather than things that move. But I do enjoy it every once in a while. This painting was really actually quite fun to do. It was also frustrating at times because I had to really deal with the uncomfortable environment sitting on a step with this thing on my lap, and I had the water off to one side and the paint I had to hold the palette, and I guess that's part of the course when you are painting outside, that you have to improvise. So anyway, we're coming up to the end here pretty soon, and if you can't see this very well, then just stick around for a few more seconds and I will show you what it actually looks like. I scan it in and show you a really good, nice picture. I'm pretty proud of this, actually. I think it turned out really nice, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching.